Hi everyone, in today's video I'll be showing you how I drew this horse portrait using charcoal pencils and charcoal sticks. Now I have previously used the Derwent tinted charcoal pencils, but this will be the first time I'm using normal charcoal pencils and charcoal sticks. Now I've started off with a basic outline of the horse. This drawing was done on a separate piece of paper, a normal printer paper, and then I used transfer paper to transfer the image onto my main drawing paper. The reason I do this is just so that I do not damage my main drawing paper or have too much of erasing marks on there or unnecessary graphite lines. So that just makes I can erase as much as I want to on the printer paper and it's not going to come through. I just have the final drawing of my horse on my main drawing paper. And remember, your sketch can be as detailed as you want it to be. It's totally up to you how much detail you want on your initial sketch or your drawing. So now I'm just going in with the darkest charcoal pencil and I'm just layering in all the darkest areas of my portrait. Now remember, I'm looking at the reference photo and I'm studying it, and all the darkest areas, the shadow areas, I'm just bringing that in. As I'm going to blend, it's going to get lighter and we are going to add multiple layers after this. So now after I've added the initial layer, I'm starting to blend with a regular round brush just to blend those darkest areas and blend into the white. Now remember, with charcoal pencils and charcoal sticks, you're going to get a lot of excess powder from the charcoal as you're blending. Now what I'm doing is I'm using that excess that's coming off as I'm blending, and I'm using that to spread the charcoal onto the white of the paper where there's no charcoal. This way you create different tones and different values in the portrait or in your drawing. So it also helps to create more depth as you're working on your portrait. We are going to come through and add multiple layers. Okay, so now I'm going through with a charcoal stick just to get, I think this is the medium charcoal stick if I'm not mistaken, just so that I can get the entire horse covered. Remember, the charcoal sticks are helpful if you want to cover a larger area. And remember to, with charcoal, try to keep the lightest areas as clean as possible. But if you do happen to go a bit too dark somewhere or cover a light area, you just can go through with a kneaded razor end of some of that charcoal up. So now I'm going through with the medium charcoal pencil and I'm starting to layer in all the hairs just to give it the look of, to give the face the look of the fur on his face or the hairs on his face. And remember, when you're adding multiple layers of charcoal, when you start blending it, as you're blending, you can lift up the charcoal from underneath. So when you are doing multiple layers and you're blending, as you add more layers, blend less. So you can see now I'm just slightly blending everything in, but those lines are still showing through. But I want them to show through so that it shows the hair on the face as well as those darker areas. We want to show the structure of the bone structure, the muscle structure of the horse's face. That all adds to the realism of it and to make it more realistic and three-dimensional. So now I'm going through with the darker charcoal pencil again, getting in those areas that are dark, really dark. Remember, as you blend, it does get a bit lighter, so then you need to darken it a bit more. And as you can see, I just keep putting in the charcoal and then blending it off with the brush. Okay, now I'm just coming in with the white charcoal pencil just to highlight the white patch on his forehead and his eyes, to put the highlights in his eyes. Now with charcoal pencils, I'm going to be doing the entire drawing finished, and then I'm going to use a fixative to seal the charcoal drawing, because charcoal smudges very easily. As you can see, I did not realize while I was drawing that my hand had charcoal powder on the side of it as I was drawing, and I sort of smeared that through on the side. So I'm going to come through with a kneaded razor and clean that off, but to avoid that, try not to let your hand touch the paper. I actually forgot to use my tracing paper that I normally use, although that could still smudge it because this is charcoal. So best is not to let anything touch the drawing as you're drawing. Now remember, when you're doing any drawing or portrait, irrespective of which medium you're using, try to remember to put in all those extra little flyaway hairs or little fur up by the ears, the little hairs on the ears, the hair, flyaway hairs on his hair. That all makes the drawing look more realistic and more three-dimensional. Because if it's all just smooth and the ear got no hairs sticking out of it, it looks unreal. So you can see now I'm just going in and touching up, adding some of the areas where I want it to be darker, because obviously adding the darker tones will bring out the charcoal. This is a black horse, although I'm not making him as dark as he is in the reference photo, but I'm keeping that look from where the light is hitting his hair, where it's lighter areas, and then the darker areas where the shadows are falling on his face and hair. So now I'm just adding in those final touches, just seeing where I need to make it darker, and then using the pencil and then blending it out with the brush. So I guess that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope you liked this video and enjoyed watching it. If you have, don't forget to like and don't forget to share. If you have any questions, comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. Till the next one, bye.